Now the exhaust is done, finished, installed, plumbed, working right. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. I'm digging it. It's what I wanted. So I'm happy about that. Just to kind of tell the whole story at once. Morning, driver. It's good to be home. Today's Monday. We got home just on Saturday, and I got a quick little local job to do today. As you can see, the truck has new pipes. I just finished that up yesterday. We did a little on Saturday and a little on Sunday. Mr. Bones here is recovering from major neck surgery. He looks pretty good though. His head fell off and now he's part bionic. Don't mess with Bones. I'm liking the way it looks. Want to hear it? It's not exactly quiet. I hope it's quieter. Even if it's not. It's the price you pay. If you remember that little man lift I moved over to USA Parkway a couple weeks ago, we're gonna go pick it up and bring it back to Fernley. My name is Jupiter. I drive a truck. I own the truck I drive, and that's why I called my company Jupiter Trucking. Join me, and I'll take you along on some of the different things I end up doing to make a buck with a truck. We loaded it with the steer tires to the rear this time, a little easier loading. All tied down, got about a 20-minute drive. You remember me delivering out here before? It was just a skeleton of a building. According to the sign, I think this is a AWS, Amazon Web Services, their data center thing. Pretty big. This is what they needed the breech lift for, the man lift. They put those pterodactyl stoppers up on top of the wall. Did a pretty good job. That's it for this job. Nice little few-hour job for a Monday morning. Get back and fix some of the things on the truck and see what else the rest of the week has in store for us.
We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
Just to kind of tell the whole story at once, what happened was back in October, I got sideswiped in Portland by a van. Oh, man. He didn't stop. He just kept on going. But what it did was it knocked off that passenger side exhaust stack right there. See it hanging and banging there? Now those exhaust pipes were old. They'd been on this truck 6, 7 years or 8 years, 9 years, something like that. They were used when I got them, and they were used when the guy I got them from got them. So they'd been around a little while. I don't know exactly how old, but the elbows were falling apart. had rusted out, and I had done some tack welding and patched up holes, and one of them was so thin you couldn't weld it anymore, and so I had a piece of sheet metal, excuse me, stainless metal, and then wrapped in exhaust tape, and then wrapped with aluminum tape just to kind of keep it somewhat the same color and not looking horrible. But it was rough, and it was on its last legs. It's been on my list to do for a long time. To be honest with you, the Peterbilt was going to be sold, and when I sold the Peterbilt, I was going to be able to afford to buy stacks. So that's been kind of why I've been waiting. It's on the list. It just wasn't on today's list. So after that guy hit me, I pulled over. I was able to use a ratchet strap around the frame and the pipe to hold the whole thing together to keep it from just flopping and banging on the side of the truck. I want to tell you one other thing too. Hold on a second. This right here is a muffler hanger. I have had so many people comment over the years, not just on YouTube, but in real life. I've had guys pass me on the freeway and get a hold of me on the CB and go, hey, your stack's loose, your upper bracket is falling off. It wasn't. What I did years ago, because the stock mounting bracket is actually a bolt that fits through a bushing and it flexes like this. I cannot get it to stop squeaking. It squeaked maddeningly. No matter what I did, I'd spray stuff on there and it just splattered down the back of the side of the sleeper. So I bought this muffler hanger. I bought a couple of them. What you do, the bracket on the stack goes through there. The bracket upper mount on the cab goes through there. And now there's flexibility. There's play. It twists, it does move, it does shake a little bit in the wind, but it never squeaked again, and it was never in my way, and it never broke, and it never wore out, never even cracked. These things are pretty durable, and that is why the old stacks moved around so much. I appreciate everybody letting me know. I was well aware. I did it myself, obviously, but that is why. And I never really had the chance to explain that until now. It was October 15th, a Wednesday, when that guy hit me and knocked the stack off. The following week, Friday, 10 days later, I was supposed to go to Texas. I had everything planned. I had a load booked. I needed to leave on a Saturday, and I needed to get the stacks replaced before then. So suddenly, I was in a hurry. About an hour after I fixed the stack to where it wasn't banging on the side of the sleeper, I looked around a little online and I called 4 State Trucks, and they helped me. Sully, actually. Sully was the guy who answered the phone. He and I spent about an hour on the phone discussing what I needed, what I wanted, how tall, how wide, how big, how much, what kind, what style, all that kind of stuff. And I stewed on it for about an hour. I went to call him back and he'd already gone for the day. So the next morning, he called me. This was a Thursday. I placed the order. I figured I had everything I needed. We had all the brackets and the right turnouts and everything. And I wanted it shipped immediately because it was already Thursday. It probably wasn't going to go out till Friday or whatever. Even if it traveled over the weekend, I figured I could get it by Wednesday, Thursday of the following week. Hurry up and put it on and have it in time to go to Texas. That didn't quite work out. So I drove around with the exhaust strapped to the frame with a 2-inch ratchet strap for about a week. I was watching the tracking online. It showed that it was supposed to be delivered on a Thursday. Perfect. That'll work. I can get it Thursday. I was going to be home Thursday and Friday, and I had time to get some help and to get the stacks on. So I called my dad, and my dad agreed to come up and help me. Hey everybody, look who's here. This is my dad, Mike. He's come up to help me. He hasn't been here up to Fallon in a couple years. It was going to be a good time to spend with Dad, and just a nice project that I could use a second set of hands with. I didn't need a ton of help. I just needed another person. So Dad came up. I watched the tracking. I could watch it coming across the country, Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, and it arrived in Sparks, Nevada on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning. I'm going perfect. This is going to be perfect. I used to do a lot of LTL work. I've worked many, many years in LTL. I know how the business works. I used to do local P&D, pickup and delivery. I made deliveries in all these rural areas. However, this was with a company that I had not worked for before. The company was XPO. I've worked for Viking Freight, which later became FedEx Freight, and I've worked for Old Dominion in Reno locally. Very familiar with how this worked. I expected the trailer to show up in Reno. It would go up to the dock, it'd be broken out, and it'd go out on a route that day, Thursday. That's the way all the places I have worked have always done it. So my dad came up on Thursday, and Thursday afternoon, we pulled the stacks off. That's it. Okay. It is. And waited, and just kind of sat there and waited. I was doing different things, and all of a sudden I realized, holy crap, it's 4 o'clock. It hasn't showed up yet. That means it's probably not going to show up. I've just been informed my exhaust is not coming today. So I gotta, holy crap, this has got to go now. And I got on the phone and I called XPO, the local terminal here in Reno, in Sparks, and they're like, oh no, it's still sitting in the trailer out in the yard. We never even broke it out of the trailer from this morning. And I just went, what? Oh my God, you don't understand. The exhaust is off my truck right now. I have to leave on Saturday morning, and it's Thursday night. I need this now, and they wouldn't give it to me. I needed to get a release letter from 4 state trucks sent to them, drive 60 miles into Sparks to pick it up, present this release letter, show my ID, and then they would let me pick up my product and bring it home. So Thursday night, I'm just going, God, you know, you're getting an ulcer worried about this stuff. Today has not gone as planned. Dad's out here helping me.
Oh yeah, supervisor.
But it's not gone as planned. See you tomorrow. Friday morning, 8 o'clock, I call down to XPO and I said, what's going on? Are you guys going to deliver this today, and when? They finally said, no, Fallon is not on our route today, so it's not going to be delivered today. And at that point, wow, holy crap, you're kidding me. I'm leaving. I can't go, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I gotta have something. My old stuff is sitting on the ground over here, and it's not in a condition that can be put back together. It was hanging on. The stacks were there, you know, when I got hit. But once I undid the brackets, and everything was just sort of homemade, because these stacks came off of a Peterbilt, and I modified stuff to make it fit here on this Kenworth. And it was not going to go back together without rebuilding the whole damn thing. In the meantime, I had to go load, and it looks like I'm going to load without exhaust. My dad came with me. I drove to Fernley, which is 25 minutes away, with nothing on the truck. No exhaust. Can you hear it? No pipes, no exhaust, no nothing. Nobody noticed we don't have any exhaust pipes yet. And it just looked weird. The truck didn't have anything on it. I called my son, who was working in Reno at the time, and his boss was nice enough to let him get off work a little early to go down and pick this up. But it wasn't going to be back here to my house until about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, which was late on Friday. 1 or 2 in the afternoon on Friday. I called my buddy Colt and asked if he would come over and help me install these real quick. He's the same guy who helped me install the Peterbilt stacks. He had something to do that weekend. It was already Friday afternoon. He said, I can give you 2-3 hours. And I said, I'll take it. Let's just go. Let's just crank it out. It shouldn't be that bad. So I get back home with my load. Colt's sitting here waiting for me, and my son's pickup is here with my shipment in the back. And we got working. We got going. We unboxed all of the elbows and the brackets and everything except the pipes. We were going to save those for last so they didn't get kicked or scratched or anything like that. We installed the elbows and the brackets, got that ready to go, and we pull out the first exhaust pipe, and it's not what I ordered. Ooh, wee, look at that. Where's that's the turnout up there? The straight. What? They're not supposed to be straight. It's supposed to be a turnout. They said the wrong fucking ones. I had ordered turnouts, the West Coast turnout, just like that. And what I pulled out of the box was a flat top. Not the end of the world, not what I wanted, but it'll work, and I got to do this. So I pulled it out, I put it on. Well, first of all, I pulled it out and then I called Force State. But it's actually, 2, 3 in the afternoon by now, and they're closed. They're 2 hours ahead. So there's nobody there that's going to answer the phone. It's Friday, like I said. Nobody's going to answer emails. It's not like I can get one, go across town and pick another one up anyway. So I had no choice but to put these on. I put the flat top one on. We got it mounted. We got it straightened. Fine. Went over to the passenger side. Went over to the driver's side to start working. Pulled that pipe out, and it's the correct one, meaning it's different from the one on the passenger side. Hey, so look at this one. It's a little shorter than I wanted, and it's supposed to have turnouts like that one. So they sent me the wrong stacks. But if you come around over here, hey, look at the other side. That's what I'm supposed to have. So they sent me 2 different stacks.
You were leaving on site?
No, I'm leaving in the morning. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Again, holy shit. Now what? I have no choice but to just keep moving forward by now. We got it mounted, we got it on. It looks stupid in all of its ridiculous glory. You know the sign where people go, hey, what's up? Well, my new sign is, hey, what's up? I got 1 straight pipe and 1 curved pipe. What's up? It's my own little secret handshake. It looks stupid. I feel like an idiot. To move on to the underside of the truck plumbing, my initial plan was to reuse the flex pipe off of my existing exhaust that I had. I crawl underneath the truck and nothing is going to work. The flex pipe that I have is still complete. It doesn't have holes in it, but it's been on there so many years that it doesn't flex like it used to. Instead of flexing like this, it would only flex about like that. So I couldn't get it to bend to match the angles of the new exhaust, the new Y pipe and all of that. My dad and I and another friend, Colt had to go. He's like, I gotta go, man. And I told him, thank you for what you did do, and keep you posted. That's about all. I was underneath the truck until probably 6 or 7 at night. Flashlights, it's dark out, it's cold out, and it just kind of dawned on me that it is not gonna work. I called down to the local parts store here. They had some 5-inch flex pipe, but they had about 1.5 feet of it. They had, I think, 14, 16 inches of it. And I needed about 6 to 7 feet. I just wired it back up, wired it to the frame as best I could so it wouldn't, just lay there, flop around dangling. And I called it good. That was all I could do. I threw the Y pipe, the clamps, everything that I needed to finish the install. I put it into the toolbox on the trailer, and I just rolled with it. Saturday morning, we hit the road. We went to New Mexico, then we went to Texas, and when I got to Texas, my cousin helped me finish the install underneath the cab. Hey everyone, this is my cousin Max.
Hello everybody.
Max helped me put this exhaust back together. Let's show him what we did. We basically started here.
Correct.
And we did everything all the way to here. No, we did it to here. Max got me some flex pipe. And how many hours did we spend on this the other day?
5 hours.
5 hours. It was a little more than we anticipated.
We were only supposed to do the Y connection, but as it turned out, when we lifted the hood, we had old flex pipe that had holes. We had loose clamps. We had
It was a mess.
all kinds of stuff going on.
It was a mess. So it was easier because we couldn't reach some of these pieces way down in here. We unbolted it here and just pulled the entire thing out from underneath the truck. I asked him to pick up about 7 feet of stainless steel flex pipe for me. He did. Under the truck. New flex pipe there. New flex pipe here. New flex pipe up there that connects to that part that comes off the turbo. It's actually probably the best this exhaust has been since I've owned the truck. Everything's new, everything's tight. It is solid as a rock.
It's stainless flex, lasts for a good while at $14.24 a foot.
Now the exhaust is plumbed, at least, and coming out the top of the stacks. I have been talking to 4-State Trucks from the beginning. I called Sully, who helped me. He moved it on to the returns department or whichever department it is. I'm not really sure which one it is. But then I started dealing with another lady. She wasn't all that helpful. She wanted to know why I didn't get a hold of them immediately when I opened the boxes and saw they were the wrong pipes. So I had to explain the whole story. She had to go talk to her boss, and it took another day or so. Once I unboxed these new pipes and I had them mounted on the truck, I realized that I'd made a mistake. I made a mistake. I ordered them too short. They were roughly the same size as my old stacks, which I thought looked fine, but with the bigger diameter pipes and just the way it did not look right at all. When I had unboxed the flat top pipe, it was dented in 2 places. Not huge, but a couple little dents in there, which I am figuring happened during shipping. So now we've got a 3-way screw up. We've got myself that ordered the wrong size pipe. We've got 4-State Trucks that sent 2 different pipes, and we've got XPO that damaged the pipes that were sent. And everybody's pointing their fingers at each other to blame. I knew that no matter what, I was going to get at least 1 new pipe. If I had opened up these boxes and I had exactly what I ordered, that is what would be on the truck right now. I would have just lived with it. But once I saw that I was sent the wrong pipe, I seized the opportunity to negotiate for what I actually wanted, which was turnouts but a foot taller than what I had ordered. And that just started the whole process going in weird little directions. I'm dealing with the lady in the returns department. She told me that, basically it's not their fault that I ordered the wrong stuff. And I agree, but it is their fault that they shipped the wrong stuff. And she agrees. She just left the shipping company out of it. She didn't even deal with them, so I didn't deal with them. They're their customer, not mine. We've got a 3-way deal here where 3 people have messed up. And since we're going to be returning and exchanging, we might as well return and exchange for what I really want. And she said, we will ship you a new 8-foot turnout, 1 single pipe to replace the flat top pipe. But they wanted me to pay for shipping. And I didn't see that happening, to be honest with you. I told her no. And I went back to Sully, who I'd been dealing with from the beginning. And he's like, no. We can do better than that. We're going to take care of you. Don't worry. He went to his managers, his boss, and the whole thing just got discussed. And finally, he got back to me with a plan. The offer was, if I keep the 2 incorrect pipes and order the 2 correct pipes, they would cover 1 if I paid for 1. So buy 1, get 1 free. And I thought about it, and I figured I'd do that. Oh, and the other thing he said is, is there any way that you could do a customer pickup? Have somebody pick them up or you pick them up? Because the shipping is the part that really sucks. And get me, I get it. Trust me, I get it. So I'm in Texas. I'm actually not that far. I mean, I'm far, but I'm not that far. I'm not like Nevada far away from Joplin, Missouri, where their shop is. And I started looking around. I didn't have a load out of Texas yet. And we started looking around and we found one that went from Texas right up near Joplin to within an hour of Joplin. So I did that. I got there. I met Sully.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
He helped me. He helped me load it. He took me on a little tour of the showroom and stuff. Showed me around.
I do not have a thing.
I want to look. I mean, I can feel it, but nice. It's the right color. He had to go. I was in a hurry too. I was already running a day late now, but I got the pipes. I kept what I had and I bought one and they gave me one. I know, you know, some people might have fought for, I want free and I want installation and I want all that, but I'm trying to be realistic and this is you know, you got to pick your battles. This isn't something I want to go to war over. So I'll take it and hopefully I can recoup some of my costs by selling the wrong pipes. I got them home and Colt came out again and helped me install them. All right, we're getting ready to take off the old exhaust. Once again, Colt leaning against a tire, just like he was last time. And his son Austin's over here to help me too.
On the truck.
No, these are power. There it is. There it is. Roll. I think you're gonna need to loosen. There you go. Okay, right back. No, you went too far. One done. Those are stacks. I really like how they look. I really like how they look. I took the old pipes, I cleaned them all up, I put them back in the wrapping, I put them back in the box. I took pictures and I put them up online to sell, Facebook Marketplace, and I sold them within 8 hours, believe it or not. Brand new, those two pipes were $800 a piece. I sold them for half off that. So it's you know, whatever. I'm just happy I sold them. I didn't think I was going to. Figured I'd be sitting on them for 6 months. And then on top of that, the insurance company, my insurance company, finally came through. They were like, well, why did you replace both sides if only one side was damaged? If you get a mirror smacked and broken, we're not going to replace both mirrors. I'm like, this is a little different. You can't just do one half of this. This is not the same. And they worked with me a little bit, and we did some of this and some of that, and they ended up covering about 2/3 of it, which really helped. That really helped a lot. I'll go ahead and tell you, the initial order that I made, that was actually shorter than what I wanted, was $5,200. My insurance company came up with $4,200. They came up with $5,200, but I had to $1,000 deductible. So $4,200 they gave me, and I sold those other two pipes. Boom. There's another $600-800 right there. I actually sold them for $300 a piece because the guy took both of them, and I made them a little bit of a deal, and I didn't want them here anymore. So I got what you see right now for about $1,200. I'm not going to cry about that. That's not too bad. That's a pretty darn good deal. There are a couple little points that I want to make. Quite a few people asked, why didn't I pull the stacks off of the Peterbilt and put them on here just to get me going? That wouldn't work. First of all, those stacks on the Peterbilt have been together for a very long time. I've known the previous 2 owners of this truck, and I know those stacks came off a prior truck from that 10 years ago, that were on his truck 10 years ago. So they've been handed down. They're basically rust welded together. So I wasn't going to be able to separate the pieces. If I were to take the elbows and everything, the elbows are different than they are. The 2 trucks are different. These elbows reduced from 8-inch down to 5. Those are 8-inch elbows, and it reducers at the muffler on that one. So the elbows were not interchangeable. Pulling the pipes apart was not an option. And the brackets, the mounting brackets, are completely different on a Peterbilt than they are on a Kenworth 2. So it would have been a giant pain getting all the brackets off, getting everything separated, and getting it all back together. And we wasted a lot less time by not doing it and just putting on the wrong pipes. It would have been a stupid chore. I've got one last little piece to this puzzle, and that is when I was talking to the insurance company about the final settlement payout on this, they told me they were able to pull the license plate number off of my dash cam footage. Now, I had done that myself right after it happened, and I told them, but they didn't seem to do anything with it. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, look, we got the license plate number. So they are actually going after that guy right now too. They said it'll probably be a few months before they hear anything. It's a whole different department, and they've got to do investigations and blah, blah, blah. But hey, maybe that guy will get stuck with the bill instead of me. That's where we're at today. That's the whole story. Kind of, you know, warts and all. I'll tell you, I don't really care. I don't really care. The only thing that bothers me if, you know, someone's like, hey, you paid how much for that? And you're an idiot. And yeah, sometimes I am. I had to buy what I had to buy. I don't know if I got a good deal or not. To me, it's incredibly expensive. And I just can't believe they cost that much, but I didn't have much of a choice. My other friend ordered a whole set of stainless 8-inch pipes from China. Took him 6 months to get them, but he paid half of what I paid, and they're stainless. Mine are just chrome. But I didn't have that time. I didn't have that luxury. I was in a hurry, and I had to get it done. And it's done. The old pipes are sold, and I've even cleaned up all my mess. That's it. That's the whole story. Glad you guys let me tell it. I didn't want to have it scattered across 4 different videos and not make any sense, so I wanted to put it all into one. One last thing that I kind of forgot to explicitly say in the video is that 4 State Trucks made it right for me. I will use them again. I think they treated me very fairly, and they gave me a good deal. This is Frank. This is Gus. And this is Frank. And this little wiener dog here is going to just claw my lap to death. All right, get down. Yeah. All right. That's it. Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend.
In the meantime, keep the bugs off your glass and the bears off your ass. Catch you on the flip-flop.